Have you ever questioned how to film yourself alone? Well, today we're going to break that down. We're going to include the basic kit that you need, tips on how to make it simple and engaging. I've been in learning development for over 7 years for one of the UK's largest companies, so I know exactly what it takes to support people to be their best and to grow. Let's go take a look at some of the kit that we're going to need to get started. First off, the tripod. Get yourself a good cheap one, but not too cheap. One that's going to be able to support whatever you're using, your phone or your camera. Another really good thing to have is your notepad. This is really good for giving you somewhere to write down the information that you've got, your story that you're trying to create, the information that you're trying to portray. It gives you a guide into how you're going to project your video and what you're going to say. If you would like a free guide to help you become a better storyteller, comment below, pass me the guide. I will send that over to you and it will truly help you connect with your audience. Next up, pens. These are really helpful if you want to scribble stuff down, draw up on a picture what it is you're trying to create, or to help you explain things to the viewers. You can draw that up on a big piece of paper and give them a visual element to see what you're talking about. Now it's mandatory, right? You need something to film on, whether it be your camera or your phone. Something that's optional though is a mic. My mic just here, this mic here, it really helps you get clean audio to make it a little bit more enjoyable and engaging for the viewer. Last thing up, it's you. Without you, the video is not going to happen. Let's get cracking. Script writing. It's always a good idea to have a good script. It allows you to write everything down that you'd like to get across in the video. This turns into the structure that you are going to follow. It enables you to get across all the key points that you'd like to throughout your video. And it gives you the opportunity to incorporate some learning principles if that's what you're trying to do. Having some learning principles in there, such as repeating what you're saying, repeating what you're doing, changing the technique in which you use to deliver the information, such as I'm sitting here talking now, but we could be writing up on a piece of paper. It gives different visuals for the audience to learn from. If you're telling a story, then having something visual can really help connect them to that story. It can also help to build a much better picture for them to make them feel connected. You might want to break some of the information down a little bit into smaller pieces of information. These can all work well in short videos. So you see, structure in your video helps you to incorporate some of those key points and ensures you have some learning principles in there as well. When script writing, write down your high priorities of what you'd like to get across in that video about that subject. And it's also good to annotate a picture. This is part of your storyboard. It allows you to visualize how you'd like that scene to look. Remember, if you'd like that free PDF guide to story writing to truly help you connect with your audience, hit the like button, write in the comment below, pass me the guide, and I'll be sure to get it sent over to you. Now, one of the most important things in your video is the subject. That's the reason why you're making this video. Ensure that you keep it in focus and talk about that subject, but ensure the viewer can visualize whatever it is you're trying to discuss or talk around. Now, filming by yourself can be tricky. One of the things that you must have is a tripod. What you'd also want to do is set up somewhere that's got a lot of natural light. Now, natural light has a lot higher quality than most interior lights. So either outside is really good, or even near a window can be just as good. But remember, what you're trying to achieve is high quality, and light can definitely help you do that. Something else to bear in mind is changing of angles. Not only does this help to keep the viewer engaged, it also helps to show different perspectives of whatever the subject is. Once you're filmed, check you're happy with what you've seen, and then move on to the next scene. The edit, putting it all together. How you do this is completely up to you, and depending how you filmed it, may also change on how you're going to edit it. If you've used an iPhone, iMovie is really good and really easy to use. If you use Android or a camera, then CapCut is a great free app that you can use. Next, you're going to want to download all that information into your chosen app. With your video, you want to place it in order of how you'd like it to be seen. You then want to start deleting all the dead space. What I mean by dead space is where you've got quiet patches or something not going on, or just a little bit that you'd like to cut out in the video that you wouldn't like the viewer to see. Think about keeping things simple. Don't try and make things too complex. What you want to do is get the information across, but you don't want to be too distracted by what's going on. At this point, you might want to think about adding some music in some parts, but if you do, ensure that it's license free. Once you've got everything in order, you've added any noises, sound effects, or music, you then want to watch it back and see what you think. Once you're happy, save it, job done.